it's Jordy. I'm back to talk to you more about art and how art can support us in our experience of dealing with life. Big questions, little questions, the everyday, the existential. It's really a tool that can serve us well, that can support us. So the last time that we spoke, I showed you two pieces of art and we talked about how looking at art can be an opportunity to cut through the movement of life, the busyness of our own thoughts, and slow down a little bit. Try and think back to those images and the experience that you had. And then take a look at these two new drawings that I have here for you today. I think one of the great things about art is that it is so varied. Every artist's work and every work in an artist's portfolio, in their body of work, has its own personality, has its own story, and is its own opportunity. So I brought these two specifically because they're so different. Take a look first at this drawing over here on my right. And then take a look over here on the left. As you can see, one drawing over here, it's really dense, it's really intense. You could even say that in a way it's more emotional. And then on the other side, this drawing, it's softer. It's a little more open. And the feelings are a little different. There are emotions for sure. I think everything is marked by our human emotions. But the kinds of emotions that we feel and our way of approaching the world are different depending on what we're looking for and depending on who we are. So I said last time that I was going to talk about how living with a piece of art and having it in our space on a day-to-day basis can be a support for us. The idea here is that every work of art has a personality. But the way that we experience it is different every day that we stop and look at it, because we're different every day. And when you live with a piece of art, it can become a reference point for you, where you stop and you spend some time with it, and you'll notice that the way that you see it and what it brings up for you changes from one day to the next, from one phase of life to the next, from one moment to the next. And so in that way, we can go from having a specific experience where we slow down and we have some space and we can think about what emotions we're feeling in that moment, what circumstances we might be facing at that point in our life. And through taking that time, we're able to get a little perspective, maybe think a little bit more about how we want to approach the things that we have to deal with. And then when we live with a piece of art and we go through that process regularly, it allows us to both observe and also construct a narrative. We can see our habitual patterns in the way that we're thinking about things, in the emotions that come up for us based on certain situations. And once again, this gives us a wider view of what our experience is and a little more agency in the way that we deal with it, in the way that we work with what life throws at us. And the other great thing about art and having art in your space, living with it, letting it speak to you, is that you can decide what kind of art you want, what kind of emotions you want, what kind of direction you want to go in, based on what you find in general in the art that you choose. If you choose a piece of art that's more dense and more intense, then maybe what you're looking for is a reminder that all of that is there and that it's natural for that to be there, and that that's what you have to work with. And then that's okay. That kind of the wildness of our experience is part of being human. And seeing what's going on for us is the first step in having a little bit more space around how we then act and react. So it can be your choice to bring art into your space that's focused on that. On the other hand, maybe you're focusing on something completely different in your life. This particular piece for me is a lot about change and the inevitability of change and the way that we choose to look at or not the fact that things around us are changing all the time, that we ourselves are changing all the time, that part of change is loss, inevitably, but also when things fade, new things come, and an opportunity to familiarize ourselves maybe with that process. So maybe that's something that you're interested in and looking for in your life. Whatever it is that you want to focus on, the kind of narratives that you're interested in having in your life, the kind of reflection that you feel like you need in your life, art can be a support for that. So that was our discussion today. I hope once again that you got something useful out of it. And once again, if you did, please go ahead and share this with someone else who can use more art and more opportunity to observe their life and grow in their life and reflect on their life. And most of all, I really look forward to seeing you in just a couple days. Thank you so much for joining me here, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you on Saturday for the official opening of Geordie Draws, as well as the release of the Parallel Lines series. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Thanks.